All right, Aries. Not afraid to tell people what's on your mind, huh? Because you can see everything clearly. You hold the power. This is clarity, power, a confidence. So if you're single, this definitely tells me you are doing what we talked about with the Page of Cups. You are coming into the dating world again. Some of you maybe not yet. Some of you have already started the past couple of weeks, but this definitely says you're coming in, seeing things very clear. So this tells me that you're like, I have the logic and the power to find what I'm looking for now, because I think it's been kind of, a learning experience, as it is for most people who try dating, especially, between 15 years ago and now. It's a whole different world. And so I think the Ace of Swords is you saying, okay, I've kind of figured out how this craziness works. I'm willing to go out there and give it another chance to charge full steam ahead and meet people, but I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention to the signs. I realize who's being genuine with me, who's not. I can tell red flags. I can tell, there's just certain things that you learn as you go that you realize, okay, well, next time I'm not going to waste any more time on this person because they weren't genuine and I should have seen it, but I didn't. But now I have the power. And it's kind of like, you're like, I will date who and when I want. And that's just how it's going to be for a little bit. If you're looking to reconcile, this is very interesting because this feels like, I feel like you have the power if you guys got back together. Now, again, general read. So I'm sure there's going to be cross watchers, or you guys are going to say, no, they won't talk to me. And I get that. But this makes me feel like you're kind of going, there's some things that we need to take a look at. There's some things that need to be addressed before we could ever get back together. And I see clearly now where we went wrong and what happened. But I feel like you're not quite sure you're ready to have that conversation. You're missing them. There's still a connection there, but I feel like you're just not sure that you're ready to have the hard conversation. That you're ready to address it. You see it, you understand it, but do you really want to have to live it and grieve it and go through it all over again by having those hard discussions? The next part you have is how you're feeling coming into the month. And you have the Queen of Pentacles. Now, this is a nurturing energy, a motherly energy. So again, like the Page of Cups, there could be kids involved here if you're looking to reconcile. Now, if you're single, the Queen of Pentacles represents somebody who's very generous, somebody that others look up to, very nurturing. So I feel like even though you're coming across this way physically, you're coming across this way when you're interacting with people, you're a really big softie on the inside. You're going, I really want to meet somebody to take care of, to have kids with, to do these things, maybe just adopt pets. Kids aren't what everybody wants, just like marriage isn't what everybody wants. But whatever you want, you feel good about it. You feel happy about it. You're wanting to share these goals and this love with another person. You just want to make sure it's the right person. That's why you're kind of coming across as this like strict sword energy. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, again, like I said, it could be there's kids involved here, or that was what you guys wanted, or somebody is pregnant, because the Queen of Pentacles is that nurturing motherly energy. And you too, I feel like you love this person. You have this connection. You have this, oh, in the pit of your stomach, like I miss them. I miss holding them. I miss talking to them. But then you're like, no, but you pissed me off and we have some things to deal with because you lied or cheated or whatever the case may be. So I feel like you're coming across like, no, I need some time to think about this. But in reality, you are kind of feeling mushy and gushy on the inside. The next card you have is your distant past. So over the past 5-10 years, it could be throughout your childhood, and you have the King of Wands. So this is the universe's way of saying, look, you need to have this type of confidence again this month. Start building up your self-esteem more. Start building up your confidence, because at one point you let that go. At one point you settled for something that just wasn't good enough, or you settled for situations giving people the benefit of the doubt who really didn't deserve it. And again, this is for both singles and anybody looking to reconcile. I usually read this card for both of you because it's just something that the universe is wanting to say, hey, remember this so that you can keep this in mind this month and build yourself up like this King of Wands. Or if it was a more negative card like the Ten of Swords, it would be like, don't let the past hurts come in. So basically, it's something that you need to remember this month. And the King of Wands is somebody that people look up to. It's a moral, it's an ethical type person. And so the universe is saying, hey, remember the standards. Hold those standards for yourself. Put that out in the universe, and that's what you'll get back. Because I feel like a lot of you have allowed people to walk all over you to a certain extent, which is weird. It's not an Aries energy. So this is saying, look, get your Aries energy back. You're not a doormat. You don't have to sacrifice yourself for people who aren't good enough. And you see that now. Now you just have to hold yourself to that standard. Hold yourself to the morals and the ethics that you've always believed in, but maybe allowed others to kind of, help fluctuate your decisions, if that makes sense. The next card you have is your immediate past. So the past few weeks, past month or so. And see, that makes perfect sense. Because like I said, stop sacrificing yourself. The hangman is sacrificing himself. The hangman is sacrificing. So this is saying the past few weeks, past month or two, could be past 6 months. You've been allowing yourself to stay in a situation. Now you've gained the self-wisdom from it and realized you're very self-aware and realized you need to be like this now. But this is definitely saying, even if you're single, not having been in a relationship in the past 6 months or however long, this is saying you've been dating people that have not treated you well, or they've told you what they think you want to hear, but they're not attentive. They're telling you, oh, I think you could really be the one and we could have something really amazing together. But they're still on like 10 dating sites and talking to like 20 other people. So this is you going, but I was really holding out because of what you were saying and what you were telling me. And you're going, and I gave you a lot of time and attention, or maybe you guys were always meeting on their schedule, or you were always doing what they wanted to do. And so if you're single, I feel like you've had to cut some people out. And that's where this is coming in, this innocence of wiping the slate clean. You're like, nope, I'm not going to do this. I'm going to expect them to come 50-50. This is, getting to know people is not me putting myself on the line. It's not me waiting around for somebody. Because I feel like some of you kept being told by 1 or 2 people, oh, we're going to do this. And oh, yeah, I'm going to get off the dating site. And you were like, okay, great. I really think this person's pretty cool. I'm attracted to him, whatever. And then you kept hanging yourself out to dry and you kept getting hurt or disappointed. And so now that's why you're coming in going, nope. I'm not doing that again. You're going to have to work for my time and attention, just like I'm willing to do because I'm a big softie, as long as I know you're willing to do that for me. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar. This is also you sacrificing. It's very weird because Leo had similar energy. So I don't know if it's a fire sign thing this month where a lot of you are coming to grips with reality, saying, holy crap, do you know how much time and attention I gave you? We've been in this relationship and I did this, and this, and you couldn't even manage to help me with this. Or I gave you all my time and attention and then I find out you're flirting with somebody else, or you're doing something spiteful, or, you guys may, again, have kids together, or, we're talking about it and you're sitting here going, I couldn't have kids with you because you can't pick up after yourself. And it could be something petty like that. And not that that's too petty, because it has to work for both people, but this is definitely you going, hey, what have I been doing? I've put so much time and energy into this and you've basically squashed it and not given me your time and attention, and I'm done. I see what's going on here. I see what I have sacrificed and what I've done for you. And you're in for a surprise if you think you can just come back in and be like, hey, I miss you. Hey, I love you. Hey, why aren't you talking to me? The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next 2-3 months towards the end of the year, and you have death. So this is not a physical death. This is a change, a rebirth, transformation. I actually love the death card because it means big things are coming. Big changes are coming. A rebirth in yourself, a rebirth in a relationship, a rebirth in, a transformation. It could be a physical transformation. It could be emotional, etc. But whether you're single or looking to reconcile, I think this is good for both of you. If you're single, this is definitely what we talked about. This innocence, this wiping the slate clean. Over the next few months, you're going to find a different type of relationship. You're going to find a different person. It's going to be like a rebirth of a relationship, but in a healthy way. So you may actually have somebody coming back from the past. You may actually have somebody coming back if you're single looking to reconcile with you as well. So this could be somebody coming back, but overall, I think this is you, again, changing the way that you're doing things, changing the way you're thinking about things, allowing yourself to enjoy dating, allowing yourself to kind of hold the power for a little while and make other people kind of, put in some hard work in getting to know you. But big changes coming your way. I think the change may be that you won't be single anymore because it's going to be a healthy relationship. And it could be somebody you want to have kids with, or you could end up getting pregnant. If you're looking to reconcile, this is also a rebirth, I think, for you guys. I think you can have this rebirth, which is interesting. Last month, it was like nobody was getting back together. This month, it's been on and off, but I think the death card for you, It could be the death of the relationship, but I don't see it that way because, again, this is a rebirth, a transformation. If you looked up the definition, that's like legitimately one of the definitions of the death card. And so for you guys, I think you can have another go at it, but they need to see you as this instead of this. And you need to help them recognize that. You want to love on them, you want to dote on them, but they need to work for it and they need to understand what you've put in the relationship versus what they've put in. It's a cliche, and I said it to Leo too, but it's that you don't know what you've got till it's gone. But it's true. You don't. And they realize now and they're going, holy crap, what have I lost? But how do we get here? It takes work. The next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next 2 weeks, throughout the month of November, and you have the Eight of Cups. It's very interesting because the Eight of Cups, if you're single, this is you almost feeling like it's stagnant, like it's not moving as fast as you want. So I feel like you're going to meet somebody you might be interested in, or they may be, and you're going, well, why aren't you jumping all over this? This is, this is not satisfying to me. Like it's stagnant. Like you say you like me, you're just like everybody else. You're going to feel that. But what's interesting is they're not moving as fast as everybody else who treated you in a negative way. So take your time with this person that you're going to meet because they want to genuinely get to know you. They want to genuinely be that attentive person that you're wanting, but then when they're not moving as fast as you think they should, you get upset. So it's kind of like pick your battles, right? If they take a little longer to warm up to you, if they take a little longer to give you a first kiss, if they take a little, whatever it is, give them the benefit of the doubt because you had people who were rushing into things with you and then it wasn't working out. So maybe let it lie. Maybe stop trying to manipulate it or push it forward. Not manipulate in a bad way, but, get them to do the things you want them to do instead of letting it happen organically. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, this is very similar. I think like there's going to be some communication and they're going to tell you, oh, I want to get back together and I want things to work out. Or you may be, giving them that power, like I said, where you're making the decision, but it's like it's not moving as fast as either one of you or both of you would like. So one of you is going to feel like throughout the month, why aren't we jumping back into where we were? But I heed the warning for you, as I did with singles. It's very similar. Let it happen naturally. If you push it before you guys have worked out your differences, before you guys both see the same things that need to be fixed in the relationship, it's a cycle. You're going to end up in the same situation. One of you is going to feel like you sacrifice more than the other, yada, yada, yada. All right. The next card you have is something tangible that will, it's interesting. I was talking about Leo and there's Leo's card. Something tangible that will be happening this month. It could be the beginning, middle, end. It could last for a day, an hour, etc. You do have Leo's card here and it's strength, which is also patience. It's also control, but controlling what you can versus what you can't. This is something you can't. This is something you need to let happen. This is you knowing when to control something and knowing when not to control something. If you're single, I feel like this is exactly, these go hand in hand. This is saying be patient. It's coming. Okay, Aries, we know that you guys want things to move and move fast. You're a fire sign. That's how you want things to happen for the most part. When you see something good or you feel something good, you expect the other person to hop on board, feel it, and off you go, take off running and jumping. But that's not how it works for everybody. So again, this is a believing in yourself. If you believe in yourself and you have the confidence and you know that this person looks up to you like this, that this person does think that you're somebody worth getting to know, they're not rushing this. Yes, they will be attentive. Yes, they will take their time to get to know you. Yes, they will put in 50-50. They will meet you halfway, but they may not be as fast moving as you. So you have to understand that. They have other baggage too. They've been hurt before too. They have things they want to get to know about you before they make a decision. It's not just one-sided. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, it's very similar as well. This is a patience and belief. If you believe that you guys are meant to be together and you believe that this person can come back in and you guys can make it work, it will happen if you give it time. If you're pushing something or they're pushing something and it doesn't feel right for both parties, it's not going to work out. And then you may have that ending. I really feel like it's kind of 50-50 at this point for you both. For reconciliation. So the next card you have is how you're going to be feeling throughout the month. Again, it could be the beginning, middle, end. It could last for a day, an hour. And you have the Four of Swords. This is a resting. It's a recuperation. It's an exhaustion. Again, this is mentally. So mentally, if you're single, I think that there's going to be a lot going on around you. I think you're going to be dating. I think you're going to meet one or two people that you really could see yourself going places with, but then you're going to feel a little frustrated because it's going to be kind of highs and lows. And at one point you're just going to be like, oh, I need a minute to just recuperate. I need a minute, to kind of stop. And because you may have this excitement and you want to charge forward with this person and they're taking their time. And so you may have to stop and take a minute and say, okay, slow it down, Aries, breathe, it's going to work out. It'll be fine. Don't let this negativity that was hanging in the background for the past couple of months that you were sacrificing yourself. Don't allow that to come in and, to break you, because I feel like, you're eager to get past whatever wasn't working before, because you feel like you spent so much time, in dating people that you shouldn't have, or that wasn't working out for you. And now you're kind of over it and you're like, all right, let's go. But what you really need to do is recuperate from it and then press forward. Now, if you're looking to reconcile, I feel like there's going to be ups and downs for you this month as well. I feel like there's going to be a lot of pushing and pulling and a lot of things to figure out. And I think that you're also going to have to recuperate. Again, this is mentally. So I feel like a lot of you are going to have to take some time out for yourself this month and just breathe and just say, hey, I've got a lot going on, period. And then to top it off with love and reconciliation and everything else, like take a moment to breathe. There's going to be a time this month where you're just going to have to say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go to bed early. I'm going to shut my phone off. I'm going to sorry about that small camera glitch. But like I was saying, rest, recuperate, take time out for yourself. All right. The next card you have are your hopes and fears for the outcome of the month. And you have the 7 of Wands. So the 7 of Wands is very interesting. This is, again, hopes and fears. This isn't actuality. But the 7 of Wands is a strategy, a defense, feeling like you need to get your priorities straight. So if you're single, you're definitely at a moment where you're like, all right, I feel like I do see clearly what I want. I do. And this almost makes me feel like that person I was talking about that you may have had to cut out, people that you've made sacrifices for the past, few months, people you dated who just couldn't kind of get it together. And this, I feel like, once you see it clear and you make the decision to like, hey, this just isn't working for me, I'm going to find something different, they're all of a sudden like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? So you've got to be careful there, because I do feel like you almost know that they're not going to let it go that easily. And I know that sounds weird because you're not in a committed relationship, but again, it's almost like you've figured out your priorities, where you want to be, and now you're feeling like you have to defend yourself to people that you've cut out, or you have to defend yourself to people that you dated before who may want to be able to continue to date, but they don't want to actually have to put any effort forward. So try not to be too defensive, because I feel like what's coming in for you is going to be really good. Again, it's going to be a whole different transition, a whole different change. And so don't be too quick to, try and challenge what the universe is bringing in. I think, again, you just need this patience. You just need to relax and go with the flow. If you're looking to reconcile, it's very interesting, because I feel like at some point towards the end of the month, you're going to be feeling like you have to defend yourself for your decision. If you decide you want to be with this person and you want the rebirth, I know that I said that you might feel like it's not moving quick enough, but I almost feel like they may be pushing it. Like they may be wanting it to move quicker than what you're ready for, because it's so intense, and because the connection was there, and the connection was, something that you both know was pretty incredible. And so again, I feel like they may be coming at you going, why can't we pick up where we left off? And you're like, okay, hold still a second. It wasn't working before, so we need to make some changes. We need to transform things. We both need to be on the same page. And so again, if you find yourself feeling like you have to defend what you're feeling or your actions or what you're hoping for, don't. Because that's the whole point of this, is that you're not going to sacrifice any more of yourself. This is you coming into what you want. And if they can't be on the same page as you, not that they have to have everything, all their ducks in a row, not that they have to want everything you want, but if you guys can't get on the same page, then this death comes as an ending and a new beginning for you. The next card you have is your outcome. And you have the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands is a spark. It's a curiosity. It's a confidence. So if you're single, this definitely says, here they come. They're sparking your interest. Again, try not to push it too hard. try not to get impatient, because like I said, I think this person is truly going to be interested in getting to know you and be attentive and wanting this strong connection, but it requires patience. They're going to spark your curiosity and your confidence in a way that you haven't felt in a long time. Hence this king again, making you feel a magnetism towards them and they feel magnetized towards you.